Good morning, students. How are you all? I hope all of you are doing very well. Today we will do the poem The Road Not Taken. Okay, and today we will discuss about the writer, the title of the poem, about the literary devices used by the poet, and about the rhyme scheme of the poem. Okay, along with the explanation of the poem. Okay, so the name of the poet of this poem is Robert Frost. Robert Frost, a well-known poet, a great poet, who is an American poet and who writes simply but about common and ordinary experiences of life, like in this poem. Okay, coming to the title of the poem. So this well-known poem is about making choices in life and the impact of choices on our future. Okay, so in this poem the poet is standing at a point where there are two choices in front of him in the form of two roads. Okay, so road here is symbol of choices in front of a man. So on that particular day he had to make choice out of the two road. He had to make choice and finally he selected one of the road. Okay, but he could not travel another road. Okay, and he expresses in this poem that what effect of that decision when he did not take that road had on his life. Okay, he often thinks of the road not taken. Okay, so this is the title. Okay, so coming to the literary devices, as I told right now, the poet has used the device symbolism. Okay, road symbolizes choices. Okay, so what are literary devices? A literary device is a poetic device used by the various poets to make their poems more beautiful and more meaningful. Okay, so poets used various types of literary devices in their poems that I will explain you side by side in the poem. Okay, so rhyme scheme I will discuss towards the end of the poem. Okay, so coming to the poem The Road Not Taken. So as I have already told you, this poem is about making choices. One has to make choice. One has to take decisions in the life. Okay, I take one example of you. For example, you are in 9th standard now. Okay, when you would be in +1, you have to make decision about which stream to follow. Whether you want to continue in science stream, medical or non-medical, or in commerce stream, or in art stream. Okay, it may be a little bit confusing for you, but you have to take decision. Choices have to be made. Okay, and your choices determine your future. Okay, your choices determine the path that you would follow. Okay, so starting with the poem, the poet is standing in a point in a forest where the path is diverged into two roads. It is divided into two roads and he is confused which road to follow, which road he should travel. So before following a particular path, he analyzes both the roads. Okay, so starting with the first stanza. Two roads diverged in a yellow wood, and sorry, I could not travel both, and be one traveler. Long I stood and looked down one as far as I could to where it bent in the undergrowth. So two roads were there. The path was diverged into two roads in a yellow wood. Wood means forest. Why this forest is yellow? Because it is covered with yellow ripened leaves. Okay, so here wood also stands for the world, which is full of experienced, or we can say more experienced and old and elderly people than the poet. Now it is his turn to take some important decision. Okay, so two roads were divided and leading into a forest. Okay, and sorry, I could not travel both. And he was feeling sorry that he could not travel both. He had to make some decision and travel on some one road. And be one traveler long I stood, because he was a single traveler. He could not travel on both the road. For a long time he kept standing there and looked down one as far as I could to where it went in the undergrowth. Okay, undergrowth means shrubs and plants. Okay, the plants of low heights in the forest. And he started observing one road, and he observed it, looked it as far as he could see that road until it disappeared in the plants of the forest, shrubs and bushes of the forest. He observed that road very carefully. Okay, then coming to the next road, then took the other just as fair. Then he started analyzing the other road. Then he started analyzing the other choice just as fair, which was equally good as the first one, and having perhaps the better claim. Okay, but perhaps it was somewhat better than the first one. Okay, how it was better? Because it was grassy and wanted wear. Wanted wear means that had not been used, that wanted to be worn out. Okay, this road was full of grass. Okay, and it had not been used by anyone. Okay, so he thought that this road has not been used by many people because it is full of grass. If we walk on some path, its grass is crushed with our feet. Okay, but it was full of grass. It means many little people have walked on this path. Though as for that, the passing there had warned them really about the same. Although after going on that road, after passing through that road, he must have realized that this road was also walked upon by many people. Later he must have realized that this path had been walked upon by other people and had worn about the same as the first road.